Hey everybody, it arrived. Wonderful weather. I hope you're enjoying it out there, and I hope that you've got a lovely weekend lined up for you. So I've just been contemplating how much we're always talking about energetic shifts and things like that going on cosmically and then across the planet and for humans individually, but I've really noticed this week people talking about what's going on with the energy up there and what are we all experiencing at the moment and the impact it's having. Blame it on the sunshine. I was thinking about the swapping over, the transition, the changeover between the Piscean age and the Aquarius age that we've been, right in the midst of, and it's got a lingering effect, and what we know about that and what's actually going on and how that's reflected in our personal lives, but as you know, in the world as a whole, with so many things are going on globally. And with the Piscean age, it was 2,500 years worth of a certain energy of Pisces, the two fish swimming in different directions, one towards the soul and one towards the personality, and what that has meant for that 2,500 years. And it was very much of the individual developing, what does this all mean for me? What do I want? How do I create for me? And we were very, very mind-based in the Piscean age, and we had to be that way. And we made some wonderful leaps in science, and it was individual figures that actually created these wonderful leaps in science overall. The issue with that is that we all became very fragmented and separated and detached from ourselves. We're not working so much as a group, and obviously the effects of that over the hundreds of years is showing up now globally, the mess we're in. And we're still coming out the tail end of that, and it was quite 3D. So we're coming from self, we're coming from ego, we're coming from a struggle with our identity. Our identity is our job, our identity is who we're with, rather than actually your identity is nothing to do with that. Your personal identity is you. But in the Piscean age, we weren't able to form that because we had other things to develop, and we were very top heavy. Where we're going now in the age of Aquarius for the next 2,500 years, it's all about coming from the individual over to the group. And this is the big shift that we're struggling with. You look at politics, you look at the wars, you look at all of these things. Fundamentally, what's going on there is egos at war, egos with very firm beliefs, and that struggle with communication and what it is to meet in the middle with understanding, even if you have a different way, even if you have a different belief. We've lacked the development to actually be able to actually communicate on that level, which we will be able to do. So if you look in the age of Aquarius, which is all about the group, it's, for example, the scientist becomes the group of scientists that come together and form a new thing. You look at the children that are coming through the waves at the moment. We've had indigos, we've had rainbow children, we've had all kinds coming through, and there's more. These children are very, very old souls in very, very little bodies, and they know something different. So they're coming in through the age of Aquarius, which is working together, which is compassion and understanding, humanitarian. It's not just fluffy clouds. This is serious political stuff. Serious, hardcore political stuff. It's a different way of seeing things that is not just about me, what do I need? It's about the bigger picture and the ability to communicate and actually understand where others are coming from, even if you disagree, and where do we compromise and meet in the middle. And the age of Aquarius that we're now coming into is creating rapid shifts and awakenings, ascensions, and people becoming more conscious, because it's a group thing. So we're all vibing off each other. So as everybody clears out their own personal clutter, their vibration is coming up. So we're far more into the 5D and beyond, to be honest, but for a lot of us, we're still struggling with 3D to the 4D and sort of oscillating back and forth, touching into the 5D. And this is the ability to form groups where all of us bring our individual natures, and that all of that group creates a whole. So every different person has an individual flavor to bring, which is a different component. All of those components together make a whole, not just one person making a whole, where it could be quite linear thinking. So we're going into broader horizons, bigger perspectives, more consideration and understanding of others, and how we compromise without sacrifice with doing that. And if you notice, the black sheeps of the family, the people classed as awkward, difficult. If you look at depth with some of these individuals, actually what's happening is the generations that came before them simply cannot understand their way of thinking. And when you think of the age of Pisces, it's quite linear, it's quite black and white, whereas the age of Aquarius is very in the grey. And these differences can be really hard to bring together to start with, and this is reflected in what's going on in the world at the moment. Manifesting through the group rather than just for individual need, for the greater good of all. This is why, you know, when people say what's going to happen to the world, is it going to be catastrophic? I do not see the end of that yet. I do not see that we are anywhere near that, even though on many levels, on a surface 3D level, we look like we're right in that, right in the trenches of it. But there is still a world full of hope and potential. It just depends what lenses you're coming from, which age do you want to be coming from. And COVID was a really big divide in this, sort of the old world or the new world, and which side you want to go. And that is another divide that doesn't have to be there. But of course, being in the trenches of it all globally, we are there, and anyway, that's okay, even though it's completely not okay. But where we're going in Aquarius is freedom and liberation from conditioning, freedom and liberation from what we've known, freedom and liberation from having to follow, and actually taking that individuality of self in Pisces into something far broader in Aquarius, of individuality, of bringing to the fore who you are without being suppressed down and having to follow a certain way. It's group, it's everybody coming together. You know, what we all think about that will be very personal and individual, but I don't really know what choice we've got, to be honest. Anyway, on that serious and heavy note for a Saturday morning, have a great weekend, everybody.